Kevin Feige shares some insight when it comes to casting actors for the MCU. Kicking off the franchise with Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man at a time where the actor was just trying to make his way back into Hollywood was a risk that paid off for Marvel Studios. And in the next several years, the company's casting director Sarah Finn has done a brilliant job casting every single hero in the interconnected universe. The result is a roster of actors who seem to genuinely love working with each other. Despite initial speed bumps with Edward Norton and Terrence Howard, in its first 10 years, the MCU has been able to build a successful cinematic franchise that continues to be unrivaled. But aside from the beloved narratives and characters from Marvel's storied print history, the universe's backbone is its growing cast of actors who fully embrace their respective roles and the responsibility that comes with portraying themes here with a brand new era of heroes looming. For the MCU, Fiege shares their core principle when it comes to picking actors they deem fit to join the franchise. Related legacy heroes can stop the MCU going stale after Avengers 4 as part of Titan's special book titled Marvel Studios, The First 10 Years, via comic book, which celebrates the MCU's first decade. The mastermind behind the massive interconnected series talks about what goes into their casting process. We always cast for the movie we're making, but we also have an eye on the future. So when we were casting Chris Pratt, we needed the best Star-Lord. But at the same time, we said, we need somebody who one day might go toe-to-toe with Robert Downey Jr. On the very first day of Avengers: Infinity War, there was Robert, Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, and it was pretty amazing. There have been a handful of times in our 10 years here at Marvel Studios where we have had to just stop for a second and pinch ourselves. That was one of those moments. Marvel Studios' mindset when it comes to casting is very similar to how they handled the franchise. While the MCU thrives on connectivity, they make a conscious effort to make sure that casual viewers don't get totally lost when watching a brand new standalone film despite not watching anything that came before it. Of course, there are movies that are best enjoyed when one is knowledgeable about the lore, like the Avengers movies. But for the most part, the general public doesn't really have to watch every single film in the universe to understand what's going on. As previously mentioned, the MCU is gearing up to close its first storytelling chapter. Marvel Studios remains mum about what people can expect moving forward after next year's Avengers 4. But there have been key casting reports recently, the latest of which was Katherine Langford in an undisclosed role in the still-untitled flick. Rumor has it that she'll play the next iteration of Hawkeye as Kate Bishop, a character who can play a pivotal role in the franchise's future alongside newer arrivals like Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, and Spider-Man, Tom Holland. The main question is whether or not the chemistry among this second generation of actors will prove as magical as that among the founding members of the MCU. Source: Marvel Studios, The First 10 Years, via comic book. Tags: MCU.